The Husqvarna ST230P snowblower is a great all-around snowblower. For the price, you get a lot of great features. So let's take a look at some of the stuff that we liked about this machine. The ST230P has a 30-inch wide auger housing, which means it clears a 30-inch wide path in one pass. The auger housing is also almost 2 feet high, meaning you can cut through some pretty deep snow with this machine. Inside the auger housing, you'll find the heavy-duty serrated ribbon, which is good for cutting through the thick, heavy snow, a cast aluminum gearbox with a 5-year warranty, and a high-speed impeller, which is perfect for throwing the snow out of there long distance. You get into that big, deep, heavy snow with that high-speed impeller, and the way that the serrated ribbon cuts through the snow, it chops it up nice and fine and is able to just toss it way out there a good, 30, 40, 50 feet. The handle and control area on all of the Husqvarna 200 series snowblowers is adjustable, meaning you can raise it or lower it to accommodate for different height operators. Makes it really comfortable then for shorter operators, or, leave it at normal height for taller operators. Everyone can use this thing comfortably. Chute rotation and the spout deflector angle is all controlled remotely on these machines, and it's all done from right there at the operator station. Through 2 different levers, real easy to operate, real easy, real smooth to maneuver. Cables running through silicone line cable housings, no more reaching down to the side and cranking around a rod while you're trying to move and plow through the snow. These snow blowers come with hand warmers that can be turned on or off from the operator station. There's a toggle switch there, flip back and forth. They also have steering assist. It's a ratcheting drive system in there. You squeeze the trigger on the side you want to turn towards, it releases the drive system, so that side freewheels, and the other side still has power, which makes it turn right around. It's just like having power steering. Real easy to maneuver even in the deep snow. These machines are equipped with LED headlights that are nice and bright, so if you're working at night in the snow, it makes it really easy to see what you're doing. They really light up the area. The engines on these snowblowers are LCT, which stands for Liquid Combustion Technology, formerly Tecumseh engines. Long story there, but they are basically the same thing. They come standard with the recoil start, and they also have electric start on the side. What you do for this is you plug an extension cord into that electric starter housing, push the little button on the side, it cranks the engine over, it fires up, you're up and running, you unplug the cord, and off you go. These engines have a built-in fuel shutoff valve, makes that real convenient for storing them away for the summertime. Toggle on-off switch to shut the machine down. There's also a plastic key you can pull out of there. It keeps people from starting it up and playing around with it. And it has a primer on it, makes for quick starting. Push the primer a few times, pump the fuel through there, and 1 or 2 pulls, you're up and running. These machines actually have an adjustable throttle, so you can run it wide open, you can idle it down. Really nice about this is the red knob on top is the choke. You turn the choke on, you can turn it off, and right there's your throttle. It'll rev it up or idle it down. The drive systems on these snowblowers are very easy to maintain. It's your traditional friction disc drive system, meaning there's a belt coming down to a large aluminum pulley. A rubber friction disc pushes against it, and that transfers the power out to your wheels and makes the snowblower drive. The auger part of the snowblower is driven by a single belt, which comes down to a pulley. There's an idler pulley on there. Very simple setup, very easy to work on, very easy to maintain. So those are the main features we liked. Here's a few of the other ones we liked. Plastic skid shoes. This way they don't mark up a paved driveway. You don't get those scratches or anything like that. These snowblowers come with a nice heavy steel chute on them. A lot of snowblowers these days, they cheapen them up by putting a plastic chute on them. You get into an icy snow where there's a thick, heavy crust on the top, and it's going to end up tearing right through that plastic chute, in a year or two. So a steel chute is definitely the way to go. These machines come right out of the crate with some good quality tires on them, meaning if you have a pretty flat driveway, whether it's stone, whether it's blacktop, there's a good chance you're not going to need chains on this thing to get traction. These tires are pretty knobby and they bite pretty good. The engines on these snowblowers are rated at 9.6 horsepower. Doesn't sound like a lot by today's standards, and these overinflated horsepower numbers, but Let me tell you from experience of taking this thing out and running it, it takes an awful lot to make this thing really grunt and make the governor really kick in and make this engine work. You set this thing at full throttle and you go around there in a nice, 6-inch to maybe even 8-inch snow, and it's not even going to phase it. It's going to be throwing the snow out across the yard, and you're not going to hear this engine bog down or struggle at all until you hit, a deep drift or some real hard snow. It is unbelievable how quiet and smooth these engines run. That engine performance, combined with the fact that that engine has almost a 3/4 of a gallon fuel tank sitting on it, means you're going to get a lot of work time and very little downtime. You're going to be able to do a good bit of snow blowing before you have to stop and refuel this thing. So here's one of the biggest selling points of this machine. It has the interlocking handles on it for the auger and the drive system. So what this means is once you start your auger spinning and you push down that handle to make the snowblower start driving, that auger handle will stay latched down as long as you have the drive handle held down. Meaning you can basically operate this machine with ease with one hand. So you can just walk around your driveway effortlessly with the steering assist on here, one hand on that machine, and it's going to be warmed up with the hand warmer. Makes snowblowing a piece of cake. One thing I would recommend, if you live in an area where you get a lot of wind over the wintertime, and when it snows, the snow is blowing and flying all around, get the snow cab for on this machine. Real easy to store away. It's easy to put on. It's easy to take off. Well worth the investment. I used one last time I ran this machine, and believe me, I was glad I had it.